Generic greetings and welcome back once again to Airships Conquer the Skies. It's been a while, hasn't it? Today's beverage is a nice cup of green tea, very healthy indeed. So Airships is a game I haven't really touched in a little bit of time. It's certainly not something I've made a video on in 2021, and it's been a while since I've fought or built anything in anger, and I thought we would change that because there's been a couple of patches since I've last played, and there's been some new additions, a lot of changes, and also a new calculation and visualization when it comes to drag, which I think we'll have to take into account when building things. So let's just have a quick look over at design and fight and then to the airship editor, and I'm going to open up a design and we're going to go through some of the things that have been changed and altered, check out the new armor and things like that. It's not going to be an exhaustive list, by all means you can check the patch notes for that, but yeah, I just wanted to check something and check some of the new things. Now, I should point out that it might be a bit of a shock when I click Open Design because we've only got the basic ships with come with the game. Because of the great hard drive purge of 2020, I no longer have all of the saves that we had made over the course of pretty much 3 or 4 years, even when the game was in sort of not even on Steam, I think, as well. I do have a lot of those backed up, but certainly not all of them. But I'm quite liking this very slim build now, because a lot of the things that we made no longer function as they once did because of changes, and also some of them were very legacy, a lot of them were just not very good. I can only really think of 4 or 5 ships that we made that were really, really good. The Denver, which was a boarding vessel, the Dresden, which was a high-leveled armoured bomber, the Coventry, which was a quite fast and reactive rocket ship, and the Winter, which was on the ground, which was a tank, and there's a couple of mini tanks and things like that. On the Oxford, which was a ray ship. Those really the only ones that really spring to mind. The rest were just, you know, okay or garbage. So I'm quite happy working with a blank slate, and it gives us options to build and also build with some of the new stuff. Either way, with that all said and done, we can see we've got the Hms Vanguard here, and it is simply a torpedo boat. It has suspendium chambers, a propeller which I think now generates more thrust, which is good, and overall we've just got these 4 aerial torpedoes. We can take a look at the armour, and this is currently set to wooden armour. However, we now also have different visualizations for steel armor. So that is the basic steel armor. You've got an offset version, which is, well, it's offset, and then finally you've got this hexagonal, which, oh, that looks like dragon scale type stuff. I really like that, actually. I wonder if you have the same for this. Yeah, offset and hexagonal, fine. For stone wall and brick wall, not that we would use it on these, but you can see there, that's quite nice. And the other one is small bricks. That looks really nice, actually. I'd like to see that on... It gives it a much more, like, I don't know, it looks bigger. It makes the ship look bigger because the bricks themselves are small. I'm guessing on structures that would look really cool as well. We also have canvas wall here, which, let's see what it says. A lightweight frame with oiled canvas stretched across to protect against weather. Okay, and that is, yeah, well, it's canvas. Okay, fair enough. And we've also got fuselage as well. Okay, so fuselage, large grade streamlined aircraft plating. These lightweight thin panels offer no real protection against anything heavier than a raindrop. I like all the little rivets and stuff around that. That's pretty nice as well. That costs nothing, but only provides 8 HP. It doesn't. Yeah, it has nothing on it at all. Okay, fair enough. So there's no weight. Yeah, weight 0. And it also provides no absorption for piercing or blast damage, which you might expect. Anyway, we're going to go back to wood armor and let's have a quick look at our modules here. I know that we've checked out some of the other ones like the observation dome previously, so there's no point in going back through that, but specifically there are now new sails, I think. There's slightly... Oh, there's dust tanks with ladders as well, which comes into play for reasons I'll explain in a moment. But let's check out, like, say, our propulsion, and we've got these different sails. The masts themselves seem to be a lot thinner. Gone are the old tree trunks with bits of canvas hanging off them. We've got these much better sails now. So, that junk sail, that's pretty good, yeah. And then you've got these other sails, more lightweight ones. I think you've still got... Oh, yeah, you've still got a sail here, which is... Not even that one. You can see there's like rope ladders there. It's not just a big tree trunk thing. So that's pretty good. And the top sail as well. You've also got, where is it at the top? You've also got the mast piece as well. So you can sort of almost create your own sails. So that's pretty good. So just more options is good there. I think they've changed some of the weapons as well. So obviously alterations for balance and things like that. But I think there's also been the odd change in placement as well. So I think it was to do with the dorsal turret. So you've got dorsal and ventral turret. No, that's pretty cool. That was in there previously, but I think there's been some changes in how you can place it. But one of the main things I've noticed is if we go over to, you can also filter the text as well, which is pretty good. If we go over to our overlays, we now have 4 additional overlays: forward drag, backward drag, downward drag, and upward drag. If we go for forward drag, we get this visualization here to basically have this sort of almost wind tunnel simulation. It shows what the drag is. So this is 34 drag, speed reduction, it's reduced by 28%. So going forward, 28% slower than if this was just in a vacuum, basically. Whereas if we're going backwards, it's actually more streamlined, which you're thinking, how is that possible? But it is. It's 14 drag, speed reduced by 15%. If we get downward, oh yeah, that's not good. So you get these sharp lines basically jutting out. You get a lot of drags. That's 193 drag, reducing speed by 60%, and upward we've got 197 drag, that's 61%. So let's just have a quick look at forward drag then. So it's to do with these sort of sharp corners. If, for example, I was to place these out like this though, I reckon we'll get a lot less drag, and inside of those we can basically just put what would we put? Probably just the corridor with ladder. I'm just going to place that there for now and just double check again. So the drag is 36, that's a speed reduction, 34, which is a speed reduction of 28%. So if we then put them like this and then connect these up, that is 21 drag, 20% speed reduction. So that is much better. So having just that, yeah, it's you're going to make things that are more streamlined. This is why I think it's quite a big change. In a lot of the designs that we had previously, they almost wouldn't work. They'd be so slow. If we go to open design and check out some of the other ones, things like that, that's that's a fairly cool one, that actually. That's 66% drag. I like that. It's like a galleon with this. It's been retrofitted with these balloons there. It's as if it was originally happily just on the open seas, and then oh yeah, then they've altered it. There you go. There's a 53 drag, which is a 36% reduction. Yeah, fair enough. So to make streamlined vessels, it's worthy doing it. If you go to backwards drag, you can see it seems to be more streamlined from that side. Going up and down, yeah, making ships that are streamlined on the top and bottom would be problematic. I wonder what happens if you just place in things like, let's go to solid shapes here and just place in things like this. Like, would that do anything? So just placing them like so. Hang on, I'm going to have to place probably just a 2 and then a 2. Flip that over and then basically just fill this in. Yeah, so fill that in and there you go. Did that help? That's 57, 37%. Open the design. Which one was that again? It was that one. No, it wasn't that one. That one. Oh yeah, so there wasn't much, but I guess from the back it might have been altered. Fair enough. Okay, that's interesting. It means you're going to have to think a bit more about the design. Well, unless you really want a fast ship, I guess you could technically ignore this drag thing if you just wanted a gunship, but for something fast you're going to have to make it more aerodynamic. There's been some things added in terms of, let's have a quick look, our lift as well. We've got these dust tank ladders, because if you have, say, like hole in here, that's also going to start to increase the drag. So you've got open the designs. Where was that one here? So if we've got that, for example, and we move these a little bit further forward, see that? Because of that, we've got these drag lines going in and increasing the drag. So that's 41% drag, whereas like that, it's only 40. It gets even worse when you do something like that and then start compounding the issue like that. I mean, once you start going even further by moving these like so, I mean, we've got, there's, you know, an increase, that's 4% increased drag, whereas if we have these ladders in here, we could just place them in, large dust tank ladders. Doing that, it not only provides lift, yes it does, slightly flammable, and it provides us with, oh, not just as weight and HP, it doesn't provide lift, these dust tank ladders, but it does stop the drag and also allows you to go through there as well. So yeah, pretty good. Okay, lets us clear everything. I'm actually just going to leave that and then go back in. Oh, one thing. Let's go to Building Editor, Open Design. Let's go for that one. And we're going to go for the armor. So they've gone with brick wall on there, I think. But if we change it to small bricks... No, actually, no. You know what? I do prefer that. Yeah. Don't know. It makes it look bigger. But... yeah, that's pretty good. Anyway, leave that over to our airship editor, and let's make essentially what was the Denver. The Denver being a very fast vessel for rushing towards a particular point and getting borders on it. So we had troops, and then it was... I think we used... was it Marines or was it Grenadiers? No, they're grappling hooks, whereas I think it was just Marines. 8 Air Marines, yeah. So we're going to go with probably 1, 2. And this is where we have to start thinking about the design, because if we just have it like that, we're going to have to try and streamline this thing a bit. I think we're just going to go for 3 and put it right back there, actually, because this obviously needs some way of being powered. So we need coal. Let's go over to our, where would it be, resources. It's like relearning the game again. And then over to a small coal store. We'll place 1 small coal store there. I will, just because I can, I guess, we'll place in a corridor with ladder there. And we have no crew, needs more supply hatches, cannot give commands to ship. Yes, all is completely true. I'm going to turn on our overlay of the forward drag. Forward is the only drag that I'm worried about here. Speed is good, service ceiling is brilliant, but obviously we haven't got anything else on it at the moment. We're going to go over to command and crew and then to quarters, and we'll place a quarter in there. Crew is 12, recommended is 8, so if we place another 2 in, that has massively overcrewed it, but we don't actually have a bridge yet, so I'm going to place in a bridge there, and it is going to be a bridge because I want this commands. I need to have a very, very fast-acting ship. We're going to have another one of those to overcrew it slightly. Do I want to overcrew it? I think I do. And we also need some supply hatches. Supply hatches we can place... I'll tell you what, if I remove that and put that there, I can then have supply hatches on the front. Now, this is obviously a boarding vessel. We need to get these guys out the door as fast as possible. So it will be in resources once again, down to a wooden supply hatch, which will go there and there. And, oh, all 3. I'll just put all 3 like so. That is fine. Would we benefit from anything else? Well, yes, we need to streamline it. This is just going to be, as I said, a fast reacting vessel. You charge towards the enemy, you get the guys out and board. That's it. That's it. Job done. That's all it's for. Don't care about armor. Don't care about longevity, staying power, anything like that. It's just get there and get there now. 100% speed, 100% send, full send. I'm probably for that reason going to probably just keep it armored with a wooden wall, but we may change that up. We'll have to see what the cost would be if we went with wood wall. The cost would be very little because of this. It's not much of a surface area to worry about. Okay. I'm also tempted to remove these and do that, and then have it so we almost, yeah, you can get out there and get out there. Oh, do I want some at the front as well? I don't think I need them. I'm going to try that. So obviously this has got a bit of drag at the front there. We don't have anywhere to repair. We don't have anywhere to fight. Technically, we've got no weapons on this, so we'll have to see how this works. So let's check out our probably solid shapes and flip that. And I think I just want to go with something like that. There you go, 0 drag. Backwards, a bit of drag. Downwards, quite a lot of drag. But this is all about just charging forward. It's almost like a landing craft type of look. What if we put that on there and put that there, would it do anything? No, it does not do nothing. Okay, fine. That is basically what we're after. If I was to arm it with canvas wall, it would cheapen up by, well, it's 963 generic units of currency. With the wooden arm, it goes to 1061. So it's only about 100. Command every 5 seconds. Recommended crew is 15, so we've actually got not as much crew as we would ideally have, but I'm checking and nope, don't care. Cool, so I might care in a bit. So we're going to name this thing then, and we need to have a name now. What was the original designation? It was like GLV for landship vessel. GAR wasn't the GAR. Do I want to name it like we did previously? I'm not too sure what the new... I think we should start a new naming scheme. Okay, we're going to start a new naming scheme, but I'd like your thoughts on this one. Are we naming after cities, after towns, after people? Are we just going to go back to the very original, which was like the Ramington, the Reactorington, the Bombington, which was just really lazy? Let us know what you think. This one is just going to be... boarding test bed 1 for now. I will rename it once we have a naming scheme. Save the design and save that there, and let's see how this fares. So we're going to go to combat and then change it to a nice day here. We're going to have a building, and we'll have one of these buildings right at the back there. Obviously this is quite a cheap building, but it matters not. We will add in an airship, and it's going to be our test bed. It's going to be placed there. We will start the fight immediately. I will move it over to here, and on it goes there. It's flying straight towards. We will immediately tell it to board the ship, and there we go. And what happens is they jump out of where they should do, which is these here. So yeah, adding those in is the way forward. And once we've done that, I will then bring it up. Wow, that's got some speed. That's got some... There's no chill on this thing at all, isn't there? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try ramming with it. I want to see what this likes with ramming. So ram it down to there. You see it's going very slow down to the... To down, up and down, it's not very quick at all. But here's the ram. Okay, so ramming, it's not very good at ramming. Reason being that essentially it is so light. And there's no ramming thing on the front, but it gets up to speed quite quickly, so you can... Oh yeah, that's all kinds of bad. So yeah, that did break, but that is technically a win. Okay, let's try combat once again. Airship, and they've got the Falcon. Okay, I'll put the Falcon in, might as well. This is a torpedo boat. Add airship. I'm going to say test bed there. Start. I will say ram to there. I'm just getting out of the way. This is the problem here, that I need to get away from it and go up. Oh yeah, I've chipped the front off, which is not ideal, but we'll say board ship, and I'm doing that. Now what will happen, these guys, because they are not dragoons, they don't have any way of grappling on. They have to just jump, so that's why you have to be very reactive with this. And, oh, someone's just went to the death. I don't know if you saw that. But we're pushing right next to it. We've got a fire, but we've done what we needed to do, which is, yeah, do that. Get there. Great. So if we were more armoured, that might not... We would be slower, but we wouldn't have taken all that damage, because you see one torpedo has pretty much taken out a whole central section. Once again, let's try against this thing. Actually, no. Airship. Let's go against this bad boy. Some... I mean... That's hench. Right, okay. Airship. That one. There. Flip it. Move. Flip. There we go. Start. I'm going to initiate a move straight away. And then, as soon as I can, use the command B. There we go. And because it's so big, this thing, we're able to just react. We now are facing the back. Nope, okay, it's now shooting us. There you are. What I want to do is ram down. I want to ground it. Yeah, the thing is... the thing is, we have good speed, and we can get up to quite a high, yeah, quite a high velocity, but as soon as we hit it, there's no mass in it, so we just stop dead. And when we're trying to push down, it's got 4 suspendium chains. It's not going to work out. Once again, combat, we're going to go for a nice winter... No, should we have a snowy? I'll have nice and snowy there. And a land ship. We've got the Tiger. Okay, oh, that's a flak vehicle. And then the Titan. Should we try and take out a Titan? I don't think one of our vessels will really work. So we'll say airship. I'm going to give us a fighting chance here and put 3 on. So 1, 2, 3. Start the fight. Immediately, I'm going to tell them to ram to there. And darn it, that's not what I wanted to see. It's actually coming towards me. So let's see what happens here. So I've told them all to board. And there we go. There's the boarding underway. Flak is, as one may imagine, a bit of an issue as we get hit from all sides. But what I'm doing is I'm just ramming into this thing. Oh, there's a lot of secondary explosions. There's the ammo going up. And everything is broke. We now no longer have... we no longer have anything there. Okay, so it does say... can I not continue? No, everything is destroyed. The test beds, they are literally not even in existence anymore. There's not even a greasy smell left over. But we are boarding. If that fight continued on, we may take them over. But there you are. Let's you know what? Let's try that again. Let's try that again. I think we should give ourselves a bit of a fighting chance. So once again, I'm going to place it at the back where realistically it would be because of its sheer amount of armament. Get our test beds. There we go. Move these in. Start the fight. Move it a bit closer because it's coming close towards me as well. And then boarding. We'll initiate boarding. So there's boarding. What will happen is they'll jump from one to the other. So you notice what I'm doing is just getting above them as best I can. I've told them to board, but they've not yet done it. None of them have done it. Why is that? They didn't even get out the ship. Let's try that for a third time. Keep on saying on building rather than add land ship. There's the Titan in there. It's going to crunch down and break all those trees. Add the airship. 1, 2, 3. Start. I'm going to say board and click on that first. So what will happen is they'll get out their bunks and exit the ship. Yeah, so they're not yet leaving, but they are getting into a position where they can just jump on straight away. Because I want to get here. There you go. They're jumping from one to the other, one to the other. Come on, move forward. And they're not making that jump. They're all getting killed by the flak. That's what it was. The flak's killed them. They're outside of the ship, and the flak's taken out the crew. That's what it is. I saw them all hanging around the outside, and as soon as the flak hit, all the crew disappeared. So this thing you have to take out from below, or most likely you can probably just get the crew on the bottom, or on the land, and just go that way. Interesting. I don't know if that's a recent change or not, but certainly not something I can remember seeing before. Okay, one more try with the land ship, this time with this is a smaller version, but it is flak as well. And airship, boarding test bed, that can go in. Start the fight, we'll say ram over to there, and we'll initiate a boarding as soon as we can. This is the HV tank, and there's the boarding, and they've actually jumped, yeah, they've jumped on there, so it looks like being close is better. But I am nowhere near closer. Well, I was going to say I'm nowhere near going to keep in this fight if that happens. But looks like it worked out. There's not much crew. So I think it was just a combination of bad luck and bad decisions for that fight with the big one. Okay, what else have we got? The Vampire. Well, that's a big ship. It's got all manner of things, this thing. We'll put it high up because that would probably be where it is. Dorsal and ventral guns, 2 big cannons at the front, 1, 2, 3, 4 flak on the top, and I believe bombs on that one. Interesting. Let's go for airship and the boarding, and our service ceiling is quite high, but quite frankly, I don't want really to go too high with this. I'll initiate boarding with all of these, like that, and then unpause it and wait for them to crack on. Right, it's coming closer to me. I'm going to get over here. Obviously, I'm worried about the flak, but let's see what happens. They're all dead, I think. I actually think they're all dead. All those guys. I don't know if... There we go. Best thing is to just ram into it, to be honest. And then they can all just jump on. Ram down to there. Ram down to there. Yeah. I mean, obviously this is only a single ship, so we're not seeing the full range of things you may get. Oh, once we're underneath, that's it. We're pretty much screwed. Oh, they're dropping bombs on us as well. Okay. Yeah, I think a combination of some changes and just not playing the game for a while has reduced personal skill sets. Well, there you go. We'll actually get on board. Yeah, we're boarding with 4 guys. So, yeah, that's interesting. Okay. I think we're going to have to make a couple of changes here. So, we're going to come back to this build. This is, let's say, one of the earliest designs we made in Airships, and certainly one of the most successful. This type of, not this design, but this approach, which is to board, rush towards them and board. I think the previous one was a bit bigger. It had another compartment, and it was more armoured, but I don't think this really suffers from... I think it was also more expensive, so I don't think this is necessarily a bad thing. I just think we need to tweak the design. I'd like to know what naming scheme we should go for, and also, really, what you think we should alter on this design. Or maybe it's just the draw. Oh yeah, we're going to get a draw of it, probably. Yeah, like I say, I would like to know what sort of naming scheme we want, and what sort of change you think we should make, or whether it's just a command problem. Maybe a ram on the front would help out. That means you could ram right into the front of it and then board. Changing where the exit points are, certainly putting just the one on the front would work out, because at the moment they are leaving their bunks, going to the outside of the ships in the central mass, but not moving forward. Whereas if we had the hatches right at the front, although ramming could cause an issue and take those out and shear them off completely, at least would be near the front. So we're going to come back to that and try it out, but either way, that's been a bit of Airships. Hope you have enjoyed it, and like I say, let us know in the comments what you think we should do with the design, naming schemes. If you have any suggestions for designs, builds, changes, etc., put it all there. As always, we'll go from there. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Take care, and generic partings.